Welcome to Behind the Investigation on Atlanta News First. I'm investigative reporter Andy Parati, and joining me now is my colleague, consumer investigative reporter Harry Samler. Harry, how you doing?
I'm good, Andy. How are you?
Good. So this is a really busy time where people are moving, people are graduating college and moving places. Tell me a little bit more about your investigation and why it is so important this time of year.
You know, we get complaints about moving a lot because people go online, they find a company, they hire that company without doing any research, like, does the mover have a physical building with their own trucks, or are they just going to show up in, one of these rental trucks and throw your stuff in and take you somewhere, hopefully to your new destination, and then raise the price? That's a problem we hear all a lot. That's kind of what happened in this case. This couple, their son found the moving company, and when the moving company got to their house, they were in Tennessee, moving from Tennessee to Georgia, immediately the mover doubled the price.
Let's take a look.
It was a disaster.
James and Judy McMillan were in a jam. It was moving day, and the head mover raised the price, $2,150 to $4,300. It's not like they had a lot of stuff.
The chair, the TV, the sofa, lamp.
I don't even know what that is.
One reason the price doubled is that the movers relied on an emailed list of contents and a phone call. The sales guy used that information to calculate cubic footage.
What we did with the box is we came up with a number of about 15.
But how can a salesman estimate cubic footage based on items he can't see? He could have requested a video, and many companies do. That would help. But if you really want to safeguard your move, there is a better way. It starts with a search for an established, locally owned mover. And I'll bet if you ask your online neighborhood group, you'll get an answer. Or you could start with this list at the Georgia Movers Association's website. Type in your zip code and you'll get an address list near you. Let's look at Barnes Van Lines in Carrollton, for example. They have longtime employees, it owns its trucks, and the necessary equipment to pack and move you safely. And if you go to their website, you'll see a building with their logo. Here's another example. I Googled the address for Nelson Westerberg, it's an Atlas franchise, and look at the street view. There they are with a building and marked trucks. Plus, when I checked the Better Business Bureau, they had 0 complaints and 36 years in business. So why are buildings, moving equipment, and longtime staff important? Would you rather have that or this?
So I put them in a couple different sizes. I made sure there was 5 medium, 5 large, 5 China.
If the mover's address is an unmarked office suite or the owner's rental property, that is a reason for concern.
Harry, that is a wild story. Lots of stuff to unpack there. So how do you prevent this from happening to you?
So movers charge a couple of different ways, but what you want to avoid is by having an estimate done over the phone. If they call you and say, we can figure this out, just give us a list of items and we'll give you a price, and then that could change. No. You want at a minimum to have some sort of video conference or where you're using your phone and you're talking to the sales rep and you're going around and you're showing everything in your house, or you go around and you take a video on your own and you get everything so that they have a pretty good idea. The best way to do this is to have a local company, one of their sales reps, physically come to your house, look around, see what you've got, especially if it's a big move.
Right.
In fact, I wouldn't do it any other way if it was a big move. I would have somebody come to my house to see what I have. And some will do binding quotes, but I'm hearing more and more that quotes, they're not going to give you a binding quote because there could be some sort of surprise, but a reputable company, the quote is not going to change that much.
Yeah, and it's not going to be over the phone.
It just doesn't work.
We sit right next to each other, and I actually heard you for a number of minutes talking to the owner of this company. having a very frustrating conversation. So are these movers or are they hired by someone else? Like, explain
No,
that.
this we did a background check, and this is a legitimate moving company. We just couldn't really pin down where their home base is, where the main office is. We went to two different houses. One of them's a rental property, and I asked the owner, I'm like, so wait, where's your office?
Right.
And he finally said, well, we have an office in Birmingham. Okay, where? And then, oh, we have an office in Miami. And I'm like, okay, where? And I couldn't get that information. If you can't get that information, or if the mover doesn't have the actual physical address on the website, then if you have a problem, how are you going to find them?
Right.
And also, I want to clarify, there are movers. Those are the people who actually come to your house. They have their own trucks, like what you saw in the piece. And then there are moving brokers. Now, if you're looking online, everybody's looking for the cheapest price.
Yeah.
The bottom line is you get what you pay for. A moving broker is not an actual mover. It's some guy sitting in an office, in an unmarked office suite, similar to what we saw in the story, who takes your order, gives you an estimate, maybe over the phone, and then subcontracts it out to another company.
Right.
And usually those companies are the ones that show up in an unmarked truck with guys who may or may not be nice. We've heard both sides. But there was one crazy story, Andy, that we did years ago, that they loaded the truck and then they got to the destination. They said, oh, well, your truck weighed the load weighed an extra 10,000 pounds.
10,000.
10,000. So your price is now gone from like 8,000 to 13,000. And it was a pretty big move, which I called them and said, okay, so where's the weigh receipt? Where's the
Right.
weight? Where's
Yeah,
the?
how do you know it was 10,000?
You went through a truck weight center. If you cross state lines, where is it? They didn't have it. And they eventually got shut down. We got the FMCSA involved. There was an investigation. That was a long time ago. But you just want to stay away from those guys.
Right. Harry Zamler always with the best advice and information when it comes to consumer issues, including movers. You can watch more of Harry's investigations on our website. And if you have a tip or need his help, go to our website, AtlantaNewsFirst.com. We'll see you next time.